you bojo! The burst don't work on water!
Unless you've got power!
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video, and it's actually a little funny, but I was in the middle of making another video, and then what happens? Boom! Twitter explodes. There are journalists left and right posting pictures of what? The PlayStation 5. The PS5 is finally in the hands of journalists, and not a pre-production version, not a demo version, but the final production version of the PS5. The same version that I will get on day one, the same version that you will get if you pre-ordered yours or if you plan on getting one in the future. It's the final production unit, and I'm really excited and anxious to hear what these people have to say about the experience of using the PS5, the experience of using the user interface, of the speeds when it comes to loading the games, the experience of using the DualSense, all that shit. Because we've been getting that for a while now with the Series X. The Series X has been in the hands of journalists for a while now. We've gotten all that information, all their thoughts and opinions, even though those are not final production units. But at least we've gotten those types of thought and opinions of using the machine. And I don't know about you, but I've been anxiously waiting for the day to come where we get that same type of information regarding the PlayStation 5. And it looks like that day is finally here. I'm not sure when the actual embargo lifts on when they can give their thoughts, but hopefully it's soon, because like I said, I'm really anxious and excited to hear what they have to say and how it compares to using the Series X, because I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of comparisons and contrasting between the two machines, and I'm really excited to hear that. Now, with that out of the way, let me get into the real reason why I was making this video to begin with. And that is because I keep asking myself, and others, especially Xbox guys, where is the power of the Series X? Where is it? Because we know that the Series X is more powerful than the PS5 in terms of raw power. It's got a more powerful CPU, and it has a more powerful GPU. And on paper, it is the more powerful machine. However, till this day, we have not seen the power of the Series X shown. We haven't seen anything that is demonstrating how much more powerful the Series X than the PS5. And I keep asking myself and Xbox guys, why is that? Where is the fucking power? Because I've been told for months by Xbox guys that the difference in power is so great, so vast, there's going to be this massive gulf in performance between the two machines. Just wait, we're going to see multiplats looking and running so much better on the Series X because it's the tower of fucking power, right? And I ask myself, and again I ask them, well, where is the fucking power? Not only that, can someone, and this is a real question, this is not me trying to be an asshole, even though I am an asshole, this is not me trying to be an asshole. Real question, why doesn't the Series X have ray tracing out of the box? Why is ray tracing coming in a post-launch patch? Why is that happening? PS5 can do ray tracing day fucking one, even though Xbox fanboys also for months have been saying that the Series X has hardware accelerated ray tracing and the PS5 doesn't. The PS5 is all software ray tracing. That's what we've been told for months. We know that to not be true, but they still say it. But even if it was true, again, which it isn't, PS5 is doing ray tracing day one. Series X isn't. Why is that? Can someone please explain to me in a way that makes sense, in a way that I can understand, why the Series X is not capable of running ray tracing day one? And also, where is this gulf in power? Because as of right now, when it comes to third-party games, they're running at the same resolution and the same frame rate on both platforms. All of them. Except that the PS5 can also run some of them with ray tracing. So again, I ask, where is the fucking power? And I ask that question kind of half serious, half not serious, because I have been the one who's maintained for months that we're not going to see a massive difference between the two consoles. I mean, the difference in power, GPU-wise, between the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X is actually larger than the difference in GPU power between the PS5 and the Series X. And when looking at multi-plat games now, they may run at a higher frame rate and a higher resolution on the Xbox One X, but it's barely noticeable. The only game where it's really noticeable that they look different is Red Dead Redemption 2, because that's really the only game where a developer took the extra time out to give extra to the Xbox One X. And even then, if you put them side by side, the difference is barely noticeable. But for all the other multi-plat games, until Digital Foundry busts out their fucking magnifying glass and their special machines to tell us what the frame rates and resolutions are of the games, they look fucking identical. And the difference in power between those two consoles is bigger than the difference in power between the PS5 and Series X. I've maintained this whole time, we're not going to see this massive difference between the games. And so far, I'm right. And all the people who said I was dumb or I was this, that, and the other thing, they're wrong. So again, like I said, the question is half serious, half not, because to me the answer is we're not seeing this massive difference in power, because the massive difference in power is not a massive difference in power. But still, the Series X should be doing something better, right? I mean, it should be doing something better than the PS5. And right now, it's not doing anything better than the PS5 when it comes to performance. I'll bet money that when it comes to the PS5 and its SSD, that we're definitely going to see a difference in performance between the PS5 and the Series X when it comes to loading. We're going to see the difference between those two consoles power-wise when it comes to the speed. But what about the difference in CPU and GPU power? Why are we not seeing it? Where is the fucking power? Also, why is it that the Series X seems incapable of showing a game exclusive to it that looks even somewhat next-gen? Meanwhile, we got fucking Spider-Man Miles Morales that we had to be told is a cross-gen game because it looks next-gen. Ratchet and Clank, with its fucking minimal loading, looks next-gen. Demon Souls looks fucking amazingly next-gen. We got these games dropping now that looks next-gen. And Series X seems incapable of showing us a game running exclusively on its console that looks next generation. So again, I ask, where is the fucking power? Why aren't we seeing it? You know it's bad when we have people like Dealer on YouTube, who's a straight up Xboxificant. You know, he's a regular Phil Spencer ballsack gargler dealer. This dude totally licks Phil Spencer's asshole like it's fucking vanilla ice cream. Right? We got this asshole who even he is now starting to ask questions about stuff, because there's this YouTuber named Cherno who is actually a game developer who was watching the Dirt 5 video running on Series X and was asking, like, why the fuck does this look like a 360 game? Like, this game looks like shit. Why does this game look like shit? And this guy's a game developer. And Dealer retweeted a clip from that guy's video and was basically asking, like, well, yeah, no, these questions really need to be asked. And you know what, Dealer, you're right. These questions do need to be asked. Why do these games look like shit? Halo Infinite looked like shit. Dirt 5 looks like shit on the world's most powerful console. Why is that? Again, I ask, where is the fucking power? So please, Xbox fanboys, or Xbox fans, or anybody who is Team Green, explain to me. Because, you know, the power difference is so vast, we've been told. The gulf in power and performance is so large, we've been told. Explain to me why we are not seeing it. Tell me the game running on Series X that looks better than fucking Demon Souls, graphically. Not better gameplay-wise, not like it looks like it's a more fun game. The game that when you look at it with your eyes, you say, wow, that game looks next-gen. Tell me the game running on Series X that looks better than fucking Demon Souls. And please, don't hit me with the, oh, well, later on we're going to have much better looking games. The games are going to look better in the Series X's life cycle. Because you know what? You think the games on PS5 aren't going to look better later in its life cycle? You think when Horizon Forbidden West comes out, it's going to be a fucking slouch in the graphics department? You think when God of War Ragnarok comes out, that's going to be a slouch in the graphics department? I keep telling people, photo mode on the PlayStation 5 is going to hurt a lot of Xbox fanboys' feelings, because we already have some screenshots from the games that are coming out in launch that look fucking amazing. I mean, look at these fucking pictures. This is fucking Miles Morales. This is a cross-gen games, ladies and gentlemen. This cross-gen game looks better than anything we've seen running on the Series X. Look at these screenshots from fucking Demon Souls. Nothing on the Series X looks better than this. And again, I ask why. Explain it to me to where it makes sense. Help me make sense of the situation where this fucking tower of power is not producing games that look better than this competitor that is less powerful. Explain it to me. Because as of right now, like I said, as of right now, at this particular moment in time, the most powerful console in the world does not have the best looking games next generation. It doesn't even have the best looking multiplats next generation. It doesn't have the best looking anything next generation. Right now. And that may change. Maybe it'll change later on in the generation. Maybe they'll come out with some first-party games that are really making good use of all that extra oomph, all that extra horsepower, right? Maybe. But it didn't happen with the Xbox One X. The only game that looked really good on the Xbox One X was Gears 5. And I wouldn't say that Gears 5 looks better than some of the PS4 exclusives. I think God of War is still one of the best-looking fucking games ever made. And I would say that I think it's better looking than Gears 5. Some may disagree with me, and that's entirely okay, because whether or not the game looks better is entirely subjective. But the thing is that the Xbox One X was more powerful than the PS4 Pro, and we didn't see this huge fucking avalanche of these amazing looking games running on the One X. And we didn't see these multiplats looking and running vastly better on the One X. When fucking Digital Foundry busted out their magnifying glass, were they a higher frame rate? Yes. Were they a high resolution? Yes. Sometimes. Was it noticeable? No! So now here we are going into next generation, and we're at the same place. Actually, we're in a worse place for Xbox guys. Because the PS5 can do the same thing the Series X can do right now, plus fucking ray tracing. Plus fucking ray tracing. And the other thing we're seeing, which is kind of strange, is we're seeing Xbox go in and, like fucking little ninjas, remove the word ray tracing from all the marketing materials. Go to their website. Go look up their Xbox Series X page. The word ray tracing is no longer there. They fucking, like little ninjas, snuck in the middle of the night. Fucking retracted that shit. Ray tracing no longer in the marketing materials. We no longer hear them talking about ray tracing. Like it doesn't exist anymore. Kind of fucking weird if you ask me. I mean, there's a ton of conspiracy theories as to why. I'm not going to fucking go into conspiracy theories. I'm not going to go into hypotheticals. All I'm saying is that is a little bit strange. And again, can someone explain to me, in a way that makes sense, why does the Series X not have ray tracing day one? It's getting ray tracing in a post-launch patch? What kind of shit is that? Like, ray tracing has been delayed? What kind of shit is that? And when, okay, it's gonna come in a post-launch patch? When? How long do we have to wait to get ray tracing on the world's most powerful console? How long are we gonna have to wait? Is it gonna be day 2? Week 2? Month 2? Year 2? When are we gonna get it? Xbox fanboys love to talk about how transparent Microsoft and Xbox are. They ain't being transparent about this. We don't know when the fuck ray tracing is coming to the world's most powerful console. We have no fucking idea. And again, I ask Xbox fanboys, where is the fucking power? Where is it? Because I'm not seeing it. Are you seeing it? No. And if you're going to fucking say to me, oh yeah, you see the difference in power, I'm going to call you a fucking liar. As a matter of fact, I will go to your house, knock on your door, and tell you to your face you're a fucking liar. Because you know you are. You have not seen the difference in power. You have not seen any difference in power between the PS5 and the Series X. None. You haven't seen it? None of us have. And another thing, I'm tired of people crunching fucking numbers. I'm tired of hearing hypotheticals. Because I had some guy on Twitter the other day that was like,
If my calculations are correct, the difference in power between the Xbox Series X and the PS5 comes to exactly 46 frames per second. Gah! The Series X has a 46 frames per second advantage over the weak Station 5. Gah!
And I was like, what? First of all, where the fuck do you come up with 46 frames per second? Where'd you get this fucking number? Okay, first of all. Second of all, the time for talk is over. These machines are here in less than a month. The time for talk is over. Don't tell me how many more frames per second in theory the machine has. Don't tell me how much more power in theory the machine has. This is fucking show me time. Not tell me, show me. And as of right now, with all of the marketing material that Xbox has, with all of the marketing material that they've shown us, they have not shown me this difference in power that Xbox fanboys fucking jerk off about. Because, oh man, they talk about the 12 teraflops, 12 T-flops, yo, while they stroke their dicks, fucking blowing fat loads, going,
12 T-flops.
Meanwhile, so far, that 12 T-flops ain't doing shit. It ain't doing shit. I mean, we have a fucking story that comes out today. One of the developers of fucking Dirt 5 saying the fucking difference in GPU between the PS5 and the Series X isn't really affecting development of the game. The difference isn't affecting shit as they're developing the game. They said maybe it might make it easier to develop for one box over the other. And they didn't even say which box. That's what he said. Maybe it makes it easier to develop for one box over the other. But didn't even say which box. As a matter of fact, I actually want to read a little bit from that article because some of the shit in that article is fucking amazing, alright? Listen to this. The question, of course, is if this will end up making any difference from a development perspective. For instance, will developers exclusively work on the Xbox Series X be able to do more with the GPU than multi-platform devs who also have to work on the PS5 specs? According to Dirt 5 lead designer Mike Morton, that's not going to be the case. Speaking in any interview with Gaming Bolt, when asked about the difference between the GPUs of the two next-gen consoles, Morton said, "From development and gameplay perspectives, it doesn't really have an impact. When it comes to tuning, tweaking, and optimizations at the end of the game, it might mean slightly less work for one platform." Again, like I said, they don't say which platform, but it might mean, less work for one platform. The next part is the really interesting part. Of course, it's worth noting that on top of all that, multi-platform developers will also have to keep the Xbox Series S's much less powerful GPU in mind, which means the gap between the PS5 and Xbox Series X is going to end up being irrelevant. Irrelevant. What's irrelevant mean? Irrelevant means it doesn't fucking matter. It does not fucking matter. It is irrelevant. Because they also have to keep the Xbox Series S in mind. So to all you other Xbox fanboys who were talking about shit not being held back, well, the Xbox Series X evidently is going to hold back the Xbox Series X, according to Gaming Bolt here. And of course, they could be wrong, but I just thought it was funny that according to them, because of that, it's going to make the difference between the two consoles, between the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, GPU-wise, irrelevant. Which is something that I've been saying for fucking months. Not just me, lots of people. But Xbox fanboys refuse to believe it because this number bigger than that number, so this one better. Oh, poor dumb bastards. Oh, you poor dumb bastards. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so I thought that excerpt from that article was pretty interesting. So again, I ask, where is the fucking power? Where is it? And with that, I'm going to end this video because I don't want this video to be any longer than it has to. You get the point. I've made my point clear. There are no games running on the Series X right now that look better than games on the PS5. It's actually the opposite. PS5 exclusive games look better than Series X exclusive games. And when it comes to multiplat, they look and run identical with the exception of the fact that PS5 can also play them with ray tracing and the Xbox Series X cannot. So again, to end this video for the last time, I ask you, where is the fucking power? And this is a real question to all you Xbox guys out there. If you have an explanation that makes sense, please, by all means, explain it to me. And while you're at it, explain to me why the ray tracing is not there day one, why it's coming in a post-launch patch. Help me understand. And with that said, that's all I got for you motherfuckers on this one. And that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And like I said in the video, please, if you have an explanation as to why we're not seeing the difference in power, as to why ray tracing is not there day one, please explain it to me. I honestly am looking for people to give me explanations that make sense, because as of yet, I haven't heard one. So if you have one, please share it with me. I know I'm an asshole. I know I come off like an asshole, but I legitimately want to know if there's an answer that people have that makes sense. So yeah, like I said, please let me know down in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next Supernova.